Hey guys, it's Ace, and we are continuing our Delicious in Dungeon or Dungeon Meshi watch through. And I'm starting with episode 7 and going until I guess I feel like stopping. I'm not gonna do little small pieces because, like I said before in another video, this season is kind of long-ish. It's not as long as it could be, but it's pretty long. It's like what 24 episodes long. So I'm not gonna do like little bite-sized pieces. Get it? Bite size? Delicious in Dungeon? You know the drill. I'm gonna see what they're doing cooking wise in this series and see if it translates to what we do in real life. Because I went to culinary school and I know a thing or two about cooking. So the last couple of episodes didn't really have a lot to do with real world cooking. It had a lot to do with like high fantasy, which I absolutely love. I love high fantasy, being a fan of Dungeons and Dragons and Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. So I didn't mind it. It was fine, but I just can't really equate that to like real world stuff because we're not reaching into paintings and getting food. That's impossible in this world. I wish it weren't. That would solve like world hunger in no time. Um, kind of, because it didn't exactly work. Anyway, um, so hopefully there's more cooking techniques here that I can talk about. If not, I'll just make some random commentary because why not? It's my show. I can do what I want, and I'm never gonna die. All right, so let's get into it.
さあ、魔物の考えることはよくわからないから。
わからん。さっぱりわからん。
It's like rule of thumb: don't trust anything that comes from the water. Just don't trust anything that comes from the water. We've seen horrific things come from the water. Just don't trust anything that comes from the water because it's probably going to eat you or try to eat you.
少しもらってもいいかな。
どういう風の吹き回しだ。
ちょっとね。
I bet she's going to make soap out of that fat because fat is used in a lot of like homemade soaps, which is why like things like goat milk soap, goat milk has fat in it. Any sort of milk has fat in it. And so the fats, I don't remember what it does honestly, but I just know that fats are used traditionally in soap, so I bet she's making some soap out of that kelpie fat.
みんなよさらえよカレタエスタ
That's brilliant. Oh my gosh. Leos. And I guess, yeah, I already started talking about mermaids and stuff. We're just getting all into the fantasy aquatic creatures in this part of the dungeon. Her face, though, she's like, are you kidding me?
よーし、できたぞ。
That looks good. Porridge with scattered barley. You know, it kind of looks almost like a shrimp and grit. That's kind of probably the type of porridge that they're talking about because like when we think of porridge we think of oatmeal or like a very creamy oatmeal made with rolled oats or whatever sort of oats. Now they just talked about grain. I don't know, is the grain that they use like barley? It's like a barley porridge. It's going to be very rich in fiber if they're using like a barley. Yeah, like a barley is a very fibrous grain. And I'm trying to think. I think barley isn't gluten friendly. Like if you're gluten free, I don't think it's friendly. But yeah, that looks really good. Like like a shrimp and grits, like that kind of savory porridge, not a sweet porridge that usually Americans are used to because we're used to like a porridge with like a cream, sugar, fruit, nuts. Um, in over here in Asia, porridge is like rice porridge, so it's usually very savory. Usually with fish, vegetables, herbs, spices, stuff like that. Like congee, think of congee like Chinese congee, or juk, which is Korean rice porridge. You also have like the green tea porridge that they have in Japan, where it's like rice and you pour like hot green tea on it, and it's supposed to be really really good for you. Uh, and it kind of makes it more of a porridge consistency more than like a rice, like a bowl of rice. So
なんかプキプキするね。なんだろう、これ。
魚卵かの水草についてたんじゃない。
ちょっと来い。おい、あれ魚人の卵だろ。魚人は頭の水草に卵を産みつけて卵を守る習性があるとかなんとか。
これで一緒に先へ進めるな。
wow, SENSHI got a makeover. All that gorgeous, luscious hair. Dang, like she had to get all of those knots and tangles, and how matted his hair was. That would have taken her a long time. Yay!
他の魔物の糧にもなる。減れば迷宮の生態系に影響を及ぼすだろう。やるなら。
There we go again with the sustainable taking of ingredients from the environment, because if you overfish or overfarm resources that you're scavenging, it's not going to leave any for the native flora and fauna of the environment. So yeah, it's like he's like the protector of the dungeon. Reminds me of like Fern Gully. Like he's like Fern Gully. Oh, I love SENSHI. He is the best. He is the best character.
僕は料理にも紛れ込んどる。
わざわざ言わなくてもいい。
じゃあこれも料理すれば食べられるな。
そう。
So there's actually a risk of when you eat sushi or any raw fish of you getting a parasitic infection, or yeah, parasitic food poisoning. I learned this in our food safety course in culinary school, that yeah, there is a if you're eating raw fish, there's a chance that you're gonna get some sort of parasitic um, food poisoning, which is why it's very important to go to reputable places where they source their fish properly, it's fresh, um, where parasites can't thrive, as well as they clean it properly. Because as you saw, he was able to get um, the parasite out of there. So yeah, you want to go to a place where the sushi chefs know exactly what they're doing, exactly how to clean the fish, so that you're not getting parasites.
Hell to the no, to the no, 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 no. Hell no, no, to the no, no. Hell to the no, no, to the no, 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 no. Hell to the no, no, to the no, 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 no.
Mm-mm. Nope. No. I'm not eating worms. Not like that. Not a parasite. Ugh. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, no. No, no. No, no.
完成じゃ。
Brother,
Just eat that raw. I understand the fact they are in a dungeon. There's not a grocery store. There's not a marketplace. This stuff isn't clean for them. He was cooking it. Like, I'm not about to eat parasite myself. It looks like eel, which is so good. Especially when it's made with that like sauce. It's probably made with like it looks like a soy sauce, mirin, sugar glaze that is used on a lot of like Japanese dishes. It's pretty much like a staple. It's kind of like the Louisiana equivalent of like the Holy Trinity. It's like soy sauce, mirin, sugar, sake, and that makes a delicious glaze. So it looks like eel in that regard. So if it tasted like eel, I guess I could get behind it. But a raw parasite, there's something not right. There's something not right. There's something not right with Leos.
どうしたの？大丈夫？
これはやはりのライオス、お前巨大寄生虫の中にいた寄生虫の輪の中にわしらは組み込まれていたのだ。
ライオスは何か言おうとしたが、猛烈な痛みと吐き気により何も考えられなくなった。
There's some stuff you just don't put in your stomach raw. Just don't be eating raw stuff that you don't know if you can eat it raw because you get food poisoning like that. And there's different kinds of food poisonings as well. You have the ones that are like from bacteria. So like E. coli, salmonella, that you get usually from like different cuts of raw meat. Listeria is a bacteria as well. Then you have parasitic types of food poisoning, which is what he got, where you get some sort of parasitic worm. Most of the times you can pass parasites. You can, worms, parasites, whatever. Your stomach acids will eat it up. It sucks. But though, because, the parasites are trying to thrive off of your body, and your body has to fight off those parasites. That's why we have like our own immune system is like, and tries to kill off those different bacteria or parasites. So yeah, he's going through hell because he decided to eat something raw that he wasn't supposed to. It could have been a bacteria too. Like if he had eaten something raw and it had a bacteria on it, he could have gotten food poisoning that way. But no, he got a parasitic type of food poisoning. Um, and there are some. It's usually those kinds of food poisonings, and I think you can get food poisoning from other things like mold. If you're like, if the mold is not the kind that you can eat, because there are molds that obviously you can eat. We have like blue cheese and stuff where it's cultured, and I think there's like, what is it called, fuzzy tofu? There's like fuzzy tofu where there's like a mold on the tofu and it gives it this like unique taste or something. So yeah, whenever you're eating something raw, make sure you can eat it raw and make sure that it's parasite free. Next episode.
聞こえない。
鎧の上からだからな。
So the food poisoning symptoms, usually there's a lot of vomiting and diarrhea. Sometimes you can get a fever if you have food poisoning. Of course, incredible stomach cramps and bowel cramping as well. Food poisoning is no joke. You have to be very careful when preparing, storing, and cleaning your food so that you can avoid food poisoning. Now, I'm ethnic as fuck, so like sometimes I leave my food out overnight. I'm not saying you should. Do not take that as any sort of advice. But I've left food out overnight and it didn't hurt me. It didn't kill me or anything like that. So, depending on the environment of your house, it might be fine. But don't make it a habit. And depending on what it is, like, obviously don't leave raw things out overnight. That's gone. That's completely gone. But like other stuff that you've cooked, I've accidentally left stuff out overnight and ate it anyway. It's okay. That's just like, I don't know if that's like an ethnic thing, like, because my grandmother's Jamaican, she leaves stuff out overnight, and she's like, that's fine. And I think that's something that people here in the Philippines do too, because it's like refrigeration is scarce. Like, not everyone has a refrigerator, or not everyone has a big refrigerator. So Mm. But yeah, that must be rough because you also probably have diarrhea and getting that armor on and off. He's probably also baking in that armor too. They should have taken that armor off of him.
あなたいつもこんなことしてるの？
Oh no, they're so cute. Oh, I ship it. I ship it. Oh, they're so adorable. Oh my gosh. Doomed lesbians. It's doomed Yuri. Why? Why can't we have nice things?
ダンジョンの中って精霊だらけなのね。おいしい。私ファリン、お姉さんは一体誰？私はマルシル。ファリン、あなたと友達になりたいの。
ってからは毎日が楽しそうだった。すごい人なんだと。
My cat took a huge shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. For today's delicious and dungeon snack, I got Gouda cheese and some crackers. Now, I've never had these crackers before coming to the Philippines, and these are like really good crackers. They're like, if you take those clubhouse crackers and saltines and you smash them together and you make a baby, you get these because they're kind of buttery, but they're also not as like soft as the clubhouse crackers. They have more of a consistency of saltines, but more of a buttery flavor. They're really good.
何事？
I find it really interesting how a lot of these high fantasy realms just have the same motifs. It's just kind of like refreshing so that you like if you go into another high fantasy realm, you can see a lot of the similarities. There's some things that you're like, oh, I already know what this is. Like Undine, Undine. I don't know how to pronounce it. I've only seen it like I've only read it, so I don't really know how to pronounce it. But I was first introduced to that through Tales of games. So um you would usually have some creature or even some like power that would invoke Undine. And so now that if I ever see like Undine in other like fantasy realm games, I'm like, oh, that's water. It's a water thing.
肉。ひょっとしてその中にはレバーもあるのか？
無論だ。レバーの鉄分は良質だからの。
This is exactly what I was talking about in, I think, I don't remember which video. It was either the first one or the second one. But that's what I was talking about before. Liver full of iron. It is so good. If you're anemic, eat some liver. Your iron levels are going to go whoop. And that will help blood loss, you know? Of course, obviously, in real life, if you've lost too much blood, go to the hospital. They're not going to just be like, here's some liver. No, they're gonna like actually give you like a blood transfusion or whatever you might need. But yeah, iron, fantastic for your blood, or liver is fantastic for your blood.
焼肉だ。たてがみ、ネック、レバー、バラ、テール、もも、ロース、野菜。
I'd eat the heck out of that.
マルシル
Alright, so that was episode 8. And of course, we need backstory. It's an anime, so you know, we got a little bit of Marcel. I don't know how to pronounce your name. We got a bit of Marcel's backstory, and you know, and some of Falin's backstory as well. They're so cute. They're so cute. I ship it. I ship it. You start learning about some minerals for your blood that you can find in meat, specifically liver. And I know, like, a lot of people don't like liver for some reason. I'm guessing maybe it's the way people are cooking it over in the West, or rather in America. But I mean, I love liver. I've had it when I was a kid. My grandmother prepared it really, really nicely. So, I mean, honestly, give it a try. Like, if you're at a place and they have liver on the menu for like grilling or whatever, try it. Give it a shot. It's good for you, and it can taste very, very good. But that episode did make me want K barbecue real bad. There's some K barbecue places around here, but I have to save that for another time. All right, let's get on to episode 9.
いいね。偉大なる水の精霊よ。我が声に応えたまえ。ダメだこりゃ。人の魂を肉体に束縛する。おかげでどれほど肉体が傷つこうが魂は解放されず、損傷さえ治れば元通り。わしが思うに、これは死んだ者が生き返っているのではない。ここでは死そのものが禁じられているのだ。
That's kind of messed up. I guess it's kind of like a video game, you know? People die, and you can resurrect them with spells. Like in Baldur's Gate, no one ever has to die if you don't play on what is it called? Hardest mode. I think it's like what if your person dies, it's dead forever. And it's like, oh great, yeah. But dang, using her like a shield like that, I feel some type of way too. Like, fight me, old man.
こういう時のライオスの話は信じた方がいいぜ。
根拠もない話に付き合っとれん。潜んでいるなら引きずり出せばいい。
Shut up. You're the one getting escorted. Obviously, you need the help from, like, warrior experts. Like, if he says, there's a monster, you listen, and you just wait until he can, like, kill it for you. See, this gnome. Like, if I was him, and someone was like, stop, there's a monster, I stop, because there might be a monster. It's survival.
なるほど。テンタクルスね。
納得してる場合か。
See? And that person went on in there, not listening, just doing what that old fart says, and then got their ass like tentacled up there. I watch enough hentai to know what's going. Actually, I lied. I don't watch hentai at all. It's not my thing. I'm more of a BL connoisseur.
炒めウンディーネの中に入れる。アクはよく取り、じゃがいもと香辛料を加え煮込んだら、完成！
が通るもんか？鍋の性能？アダマントは鍋に適している？
So one of you was talking about Senshi's pot, so now I understand his pot is made from a special material, so it's just an awesome freaking pot, and I want one. That was a nice episode. There wasn't too much by way of cooking, but got to learn a little bit more about Senshi's cookware. You got to learn more about their previous party member. No, that was interesting. On to the next one.
仕掛けを圧迫して壊し、宝箱の上にも生えて罠とつるんで悪さをする。ミミックの次に滅びてほしい魔物だよ。
気持ち悪い。
ああマジかー。
任せ。し。いやー。
That's a rude frog.
ライオス、オーガエルはなぜテンタクルスに触れても無事なんだ？
さあ、そういう体質なんじゃないか。
そこは特に知識がないのかよ。
おかしい。おのおのを採寸して裁縫。
オガエルのもも肉を加え炒めたら完成だ。
So I'm guessing that the tentacles, because when they were peeling it and stuff, it looked like a banana, or probably more like a plantain. So I'm wondering if the tentacles are like a high starchy sort of plant thingy, because that's what you make gnocchi out of. You make it out of potatoes, which are higher in starch. Interesting. It's still gross. But hey, if it's good, it's good. I love gnocchi so much. I've also had frog before. I've had frog legs before, and it tastes. I mean, it tastes like chicken. Honestly, it tasted like chicken wings. So if you ever have a chance to try frog legs, I say go for it. It actually tastes pretty good.
かわいいかわいい。
色がよく生えてる。
耳のあたりがカエル。
That's my next cosplay. Also, Kigurumi Company. Here's a product for you. Making some delicious and dungeon frog kigurumis. Idea? Credit me, please. Sponsor me too. Yeah, yeah.
このまま竜と戦うの？どんな顔でファリンと再会すればいいの？ねえ！おい！
一体どこから入り込んだやら。ドワーフの古い行動にでもつながっていたのかと。僕はそういった穴に住み着きます。
ドワーフか。まったくいまいましい。まるでモグラだ。塞いでも塞いでもそこら中穴だらけ。
That's racist. More racism. Just more casual racism. You know what? Next time you want a dwarf to make your fancy armor or like a really nice blade for you, you can shove it up your ass.
と身勝手な。ドワーフから奪った土地を持て余し、人間に汚したのはあちらではないか。無視で結構。
一応エルフの王より賜っ
So now we're getting a little bit of politics here. Okay, a little more world building. Interesting. Even though we're not getting as much cooking, but I'm like, again, really, really fascinated with this whole series because I just love high fantasy so much. So, yeah.
多くないか？
少し間が空くけど、また頼みたいって。
あ、
See, this is how you do black people, right? Anime makers, other anime makers, video game makers, you know, Eastern media makers. You can just make skin color dark. You don't have to do anything weird with the lips. You don't have to do anything weird with the eyes or the nose. You can just, you know, like if you know how to do it correctly, sure, go ahead, make the lips and the nose different, but not caricatures. Like, was it Hatachin and Michiko? Hatachin to Michiko? I think that's the name of the anime, where it's like about, I think, a mixed black woman or whatever. Like that. They're stylized and whatnot, and not a caricature. This is, you can do it. You can do it. It's done. Look, they did it. Wow.
パンをおろし金で細かくし、オーガイルの肉に塩コショウで下味をつけ、水に溶いた小麦粉に浸したら、パン粉をまぶしてオリーブオイルを熱して揚げる。赤ワインと調味料を煮詰めソースを作り、完成じゃ。
Oh man. Breaded cutlets. Oh, that sounds so good right now. I could use a good katsudon or something. Ooh.
戦士、本当にありがとう。見ず知らずの俺たちに親切にしてくれた。うまい食事には腹だけではなく、精神的にも救われた。
What's funny about this is that it's giving final boss. Like, we're going to the final boss. Like a video game. Oh, Senshi, look how adorable he is.
チルチャック、君がいなければ遠回りを重ね何日も遅れただろう。何より美で苦労をかけてすまなかった。一緒に来ると言ってくれた時はとても嬉しかった。
間が悪い。
Right? I mean, we're getting down to it. We're on episode 10. There's the red dragon. Are they going to be able to rescue Faline? Is she digested? I don't know. You probably do, because you've probably already watched this. Do for today. I actually got through 4 episodes, and I'll probably do more soon. But yeah, no, it's really good. Still, I'm still very interested in it. I haven't lost interest. The cooking part, it makes me hungry. It makes me want to like replicate what they're making. I don't have the proper cooking tools right now. I will sometime. Maybe I'll do my own little like delicious in dungeon cooking special, because why not? There are a lot of things in there that I've either already made or I haven't made. I'd love to try. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. We'll probably do another 4 or 5 episodes. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. So, see ya.